Hey, welcome back. My name is Aaron Scott. I'm here with the Good Brothers Project, growing to overcome the obstacles of our destiny. The Good Brothers Project. Choose to grow. We're back here today with another Good Brothers production. I don't want the ladies to feel left out, okay? I know we're doing this work and it's about the fellas, but ladies, we did not forget you. We have an awesome program today. We got some special guests coming on. You're going to hear about a few locally Black-owned businesses. We're also going to talk about the Crown Act. The program today is called Queens Wear Crowns Too, exploring Black female imagery in the 21st century. So with no further ado, turn it over to our guests. On with our Black Legacy series, we have another empowering message exploring the Black experience. Today we're going to be called this.
Let's restart.
Yeah.
3, 2.
Hey, welcome back. My name's Aaron Scott. I'm your host. This is another Good Brothers production. As we continue on with the Black Legacy series, we have another empowering message exploring the Black experience. The Talk. How to survive and thrive as a Black man in America. Boom.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's for that.
The bow is a pretty extravagant style. It's like fun to wear. I'm probably gonna I have my little scrunchie here, so I'm just gonna tie her hair back probably just a little bit, and then we'll take it out later. And so if you're super experienced, I don't like to call myself super experienced because I can definitely learn how to wrap more. You don't need to tie your hair at all, but it just makes it easier for me to do. So we are going to start. You want to start by putting the wrap, and you can usually use like the tag as your marker. You are going to put that all the way at the back of your head. And so you want to cover like that. And then you want to bring the tails of the wrap up like this. So at first when you do it, you'll kind of hold it like this, and then you just want to make sure that it's secure back here. And actually it looks like you just want to make sure it's secure at the back. And then in the front, you want to make sure that the wrap comes all the way down. And so it might be blocking your eyes a little bit, but that can be adjusted later. I usually like to cover my ears. If it bothers you, you don't have to, but I think it's a little easier. So you're gonna take kind of the tails of the wrap, and then you are going to basically just take one tail, put it over the other, like you're tying a basic knot, or even like you're tying a shoe. And you're gonna tie, and you wanna tie pretty tight. I didn't tie tight enough because it's kind of coming loose a little bit. So I'm just gonna redo that real quick so that I can get it a little tighter. And make sure that it's covered back here. And so you just tie down like that. And not all of your hair has to be covered. If you want like a little bit out, which is, you can't see from there, but there's a little out on this side, that's okay. And so with this like extra flap here, we're just gonna kind of tuck that under a little. Alasia, am I hurting you? No. Okay, you're all right? Okay. So you just tuck that under there, and then next you're gonna literally go like you're doing a bow. So you're gonna make your little, I don't know what you call them, little ears like that. And then you're gonna go again and tuck this through. And you wanna do it just so that you have it like that. And from here, you don't stop. You wanna make sure that you fan out the ears. And so now we have our ears here, and we are just gonna kind of go and fan out. And the cool thing is you can kind of turn it, and you can make it as big or as small as you want. I like to make them bigger, especially when we're doing a shoot, or we really want to display, like, you know, the just the details of the wrap. I think it just makes it so pretty. And then also with like the leftover fabric that's kind of here, you can also fan that out. So sometimes it looks like a bow, sometimes it actually looks like a flower, but it's pretty beautiful. So these are the bows here, and this is like the excess fabric. If you don't want this piece out, you can really easily just tuck it so that it is kind of like, you can tuck it behind so it is that bow. Or if you want it more flower-like, I like to think it looks like a flower, you can kind of play around with it and make it part of it. And this is the bow wrap. Okay, so the next style is probably the most traditional and easiest way to wear it. It's the top knot bun, kind of similar to what I have. The cool thing is, I don't think I've ever tied my bun like the same way twice. So it might look different every single time you tie it, and that's okay. There's a million ways to wear it, but I'll definitely show you the basics of how to get started, and you can always remix it and change it to how you like. So I like to have my hair either pulled back or just something where it's easy to wear the wrap. So we're gonna cover your face just a tad. So we're gonna start the same way we did the bow. You always want any style that focuses with the design in the front. You're gonna start with putting the wrap at the base of your head. So we're gonna start the same way we did the bow. We're gonna take our tails like we did in the last one. And so we're gonna bring this down. We wanna make sure, I like to have my ears covered, not everyone does, but I definitely think for ease of wrapping, it's easier to kind of just cover your ears. And then if you want them uncovered later, you can. It's really important for the bun style also. There's this flap again that we dealt with the bow, and you want to make sure it's brought down so that it's just super tight and there's not like a lot of loose fabric hanging, because the tighter the wrap, the better it's going to look. So we're going to bring that down. Alasia, you okay?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So we're going to take our tails again, and we're just going to tie them. So as you can see, this looks really similar to the bow, the way that we started. We're just going to tie that there. So we have our tails. On this side, which you can't see on the camera, the wrap slid back a little. So if you have that happen, just loosen it a little bit and bring it forward just like that. Oops, sorry. I'm probably messing you up.
No, it just made the mask.
It made the mask fall? You okay?
Yeah, I'll just put it there.
Okay, so we have that tight there. Is that too tight, Alasia?
No, it's fine.
No? Okay. So sorry, this is where I have to do some like personal editing of the wrap. I gotta bring it forward a little bit more. And it may look like it's like a little rough, but you have to really kind of play around with the fabric to get it right. So don't be afraid to start over or redo the wrap as needed. I usually have to tie my wrap once or twice to get it the way that I like it. So we have that there. And then next, some people just go into the bun from here. I like to have something to kind of secure the bun around, so I actually do one more tie. And as you play around with wrapping more, you'll learn more. My mom taught me how to wrap when I was younger. She still wraps her hair now, and every time I see her, her wraps just get better and better. Like they just look better and better. So it's definitely kind of a continual learning process, I think. And so this base right here is kind of what we're going to use to make our knot. This extra fabric, you can either tuck it in now or you can tuck it in later. I would just prefer to tuck it in now. And there's no particular spot that it goes. You just want to find somewhere to put it. And I think usually the easiest way is just tucking it directly underneath that knot there. And if you need to tighten it, you can. And so from here, you can either just flip it like this and make your knot, or you can twist it. I'll show both ways. It's super simple. So you're going to take what you have left of your tails, and we're just going to twist it like that. And you can do one at a time, or you can do both at a time. And then I want to find somewhere to secure that. So I'll just find a spot under here, and I'll just tuck it in there, if it'll go. And then, okay, that didn't work. So let me find somewhere else to put it. It's being kind of stubborn. You okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll just tuck it in right there. Wherever you can find a spot is okay. And then I'm going to take the other remaining piece, and then I'll twist that there. And then I'll wrap it around this way, and then I'll find a spot for this to rest, and I'll put that there. Okay. And so this, it's, Alicia, I'm gonna have you turn a little bit towards there. This is one version of a top knot. This looks different than anything I've done, and it definitely looks different than what's on my head, but that's one way that you can do it. I'm gonna untwist these and do it the way that I typically do. And so you just take those tails, untuck them, tighten this again. Actually, I'm gonna bring this forward. Tighten this again, make it really tight, and then without twisting anything, I'm just gonna make a top knot. So I'm just wrapping the fabric around, finding a space to tuck it in, and then I'm gonna wrap the fabric around this way. You notice I didn't twist it. I literally just wrapped the fabric around itself and around my base. And here's the top knot.
Hello, my name is Deanna, your fave stylist of Melvirus Hair Studio located in Tucson, Arizona. And today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about natural hair and styling, and a little bit about self-esteem and self-worth and how it connects to our hair. So I hope that you just enjoyed our hair wrapping segment. So let's get right into this, okay? This beautiful young lady's name is Isis, and Isis has what you call natural locks. There's a lot of different words for locks. Some people call them dreadlocks, some people call them locks, some people call them Nubian locks. We just simply call them locks. A lot of people like to say that we don't call them dreads because there is nothing dreadful about our hair. But in the same essence, if you think about it from like a Rastafarian point of view, it represents your dread of God and letting your hair do what it will, okay, as an illustration of allowing God to do what he wants with your life. So some people use their hair to illustrate that reverence to God, okay? For the most part, many of us here in the U.S. and other parts of the world, we use it as an opportunity to express ourselves. If you have not noticed, everything about people of color, Black people in particular, it is bold and beautiful. And so our locks, when you naturally twist them, are bold and they are beautiful. And as you see, we have given Miss Isis some gold adornment in her locks just to give her a little bit of pizzazz and jazz up her locks a little bit for her. What we did at the studio today with Isis is we gave her a very simple retwist, which we start off with a moisturizing shampoo. We came back with a moisturizing conditioner, and we also gave her a steam treatment and an apple cider vinegar rinse just to get any of the buildup that may have been in her hair out. Buildup comes from things like if you're using beeswax in your locks or any type of product that is not water soluble. Okay, so you want to try to keep your products as natural as possible. And if your products for your retwist are not natural, you want them to definitely be water soluble. Many times dreadlocks or Nubian locks have a negative connotation to them because people look at them as being unkept or unclean, or they have some type of smell to them and they don't look nice. But locks can be groomed very, very well. And the number one thing that you need to remember to keep those locks looking nice is a water soluble product. This is my gel, okay, and this is a is made of natural ingredients, and this one is actually designed to condition, thicken, and nourish the hair while it stimulates the roots. So everybody may not use my gel to lock up their hair, but this is the product that I use at Melvirus Hair Studio, and I swear by it. I buy a big 5-pound bucket of it. This one right here belongs to Miss Isis, so she can take it home with her and start using it to do her retwist. It's very, very water soluble, and what I mean by water soluble means that when you put warm water to it, it's going to rinse directly out of the hair. So as much as possible, unless you're starting your locks, you want to try to stay away from beeswax, honey, and things like that are going to build up in the hair. Now, if and when you do get that build up in the hair, look up an apple cider vinegar rinse on Google, and that is going to be what it's going to take to get that out of your hair. If you do have buildup in your hair, it may take more than one apple cider vinegar rinse to get it out, but it can come out of your hair. The next thing that you need to remember is to rinse, 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 rinse. If you shampoo your hair for 5 minutes, you're rinsing for 15 minutes whenever you have locks. You have to keep in mind that the hair is compacted. It's a lot of hair that we usually would have shed away that gets caught up in the end of our locks. But at the same time, it's like a permanent protective style, so we won't see as much breakage in the hair. So this is a perfect hairstyle for someone that is looking to not have to get up every single morning and do their hair. Or have a long amount of time to do their hair, because it does require some work. So one of the things that was mentioned to me when I first got invited to do this is that we wanted to talk about hairstyles that would allow you to have quicker get ready time in the morning, something to 15 minutes. Unfortunately, our hair requires a little bit more than something that would take 15 minutes, but you can spend that 15, 20, 30 minutes at nighttime preparing your hair so that you can get up in the morning and just shake it and go. All right. So I tried to focus on that with Miss Isis and her beautiful self this morning. I wanted to do something that was going to be really, really easy for her. So when I was speaking with Isis, she is already familiar with the apple cider vinegar rinse. She's already familiar with retwisting her hair and all of those things that come along with locks. So I just wanted to focus on giving her something to kind of jazz it up a little bit for her. So we've got double strand twist. Okay, double strand twist on locks look their best whenever you do it right after a fresh retwist, which is what we have done today. After we shampooed and conditioned her hair, we rinsed and rinsed and rinsed and rinsed. And when we were done rinsing, we rinsed some more. All right. And then right after that, I took a little bit of the My Gel, palm rolled her hair. And because I wanted her double strand twist to lay down flat, I made sure to do the double strand twist while her hair was wet so that they would hang nice and neatly around her face. In the midst of double stranding her hair, I took this gold thread and wrapped it throughout her hair. You probably see a lot of young ladies wearing that nowadays because it is the style. So we add a little bit of gold thread in there for her hair. So if you can braid, you can double strand twist. And if you can double strand twist, you can accomplish this style. The great thing about this style is that this is 2 styles in one, maybe sometimes 3 styles, because she can pull it up in a ponytail if she likes. She can leave it halfway down in the back. And remember, we said we were looking for hairstyles that was 15 minutes or less. If you spend the hour to hour and a half to 2 hours to actually retwist and do this style, then you can do these different variations of the style in the morning before you get ready for school. And so that was one thing that you could do, is pull it up in a ponytail. You can also take the double strand twist and you can double strand them over and get you a hairpin and pin them up. These can be twisted up into a bun, whatever it is she desires to do with her hair. And the most amazing thing that you can do with these double strand twists is to take the rubber band off, because I secured hers with a rubber band on the end. Now, sometimes whenever people have double strand twist and their locks are what I like to call a little tapered to the end and they end at the same exact spot, you can double strand it together and the hair will wrap around itself and there will be no need for you to put rubber bands on it. But for the sake of this video, and because we also put this awesome gold thread in Miss Ice's hair, we did put rubber bands on the end. So the great thing about this is it is definitely a bunch of different hairstyles in one. You can simply clip the rubber band off. She's already been dried, but the longer your locks sit in the double strand twist, the longer you're going to be able to keep the curly set that's going to come out afterwards. And it's actually not going to be curly, because whenever you get curly, you get more C-shaped and you get circles. This is going to be more wavy or crinkly whenever she takes the rubber band off. And it is also going to prolong her fresh retwist that she got before we put the double strand twist in her hair. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is a double strand twist done on locks. All right. And how long have you had your locks, Miss Isis?
Since 5th grade.
She has had her locks since 5th grade. That is amazing. That is amazing. You can have locks forever. As soon as you get them in, the way that you start them is you pretty much coil or braid your hair and you don't take it apart. You shampoo it every couple of weeks and then you retwist that hair to keep reminding that hair that you want it to stay together, stay together, stay together. And I think that the beautiful thing about her being locked up since she was 5 years old is that she has gotten to experience elongated, natural African textured hair, which gives her these beautiful, beautiful long locks right here. So the one thing that I want you to know, Miss Isis, is that I am so very happy that you learned at a very, very young age that you did not have to conform to anybody else's version of beauty in order to be beautiful. So with these locks and with her hair, she could be her natural, beautiful self that God intended her to be without having to straighten her hair or without having to make her hair texture conform to someone else's. She can be exactly who she beautifully is. So I appreciate that, and I hope that you guys appreciate that. These are double strand twists that were done at Melvira's Hair Studio on Miss Isis. They're very, very easy to accomplish. If you can take 2 strands of hair and double them together and place a rubber band on the end, you can do this hairstyle at home yourself.
Hair discrimination remains a source of racial injustice that can have serious economic consequences for Black people. The Crown Act helps correct these racial injustices by making hair discrimination illegal. To learn more about how you can help and for more information on the Crown Act, you can visit www.thecrownact.com, where you can also sign the petition to help end hair discrimination everywhere.